This network of hiking and biking trails is growing by 15 to 20 miles, or grew by 15 to 20 miles last year. Last month, ground was broken on a new segment of the Dunes Kankakee Trail in Porter County. The 125 miles of trails in Lake Porter and LaPorte counties have become increasingly popular for area joggers, hikers, and bicyclists. Mitch Barloga of the Northwestern Indiana Regional Planning Commission oversees the network. It's his job to find the funding to maintain and expand that network. No small job, I'm guessing. He joins me now to talk about Region Transportation Network that many people really are not aware exists. And you just told me about a path I think a lot of people don't realize, especially if you're not from here, what's available.
Yeah, and that's part of what we try to do in NIRPC with education, getting people to understand that we have these amazing resources right in our backyard. You know, we have a legacy of railroad advancement in Northwest Indiana, but then over the years, a lot of those have turned back, and we've been able to convert them to trails, and it's been a great success.
Well, now, what's the benefit of converting a railroad to a trail versus...
Well, if you take in mind that the railroads pretty much went where they wanted to in the old days. There was no north, south, east, west. They just went directly where they had to go. Well, now that they've been gone, they offer these amazing, unobstructed ways for people to get from community to community without having to worry about any interference from road traffic.
Are you, as somebody who does this for a living, do you feel that people are getting out, getting fit, or are we just not even there yet, using the trails? Because you work so hard to keep them intact, to improve them. And
that's a matter of promotion, but yes, I'm seeing a lot more people using the trails. I live in Crown Point, right in the center of Crown Point. They just extended the Erie-Lackawanna Trail right to nearby where I live, and the amount of bicyclists and walkers that walk and ride by my house has increased 10, 20-fold. And that's pretty much the way they work with trails. You build it, they'll come, and we just need to build more of them.
Well, and promote where they are,
Yes.
because usually trails are pretty well hidden. There'll be an entrance on a side street somewhere, and you have driven by it 100 times and never knew where it went.
Sure, and many of these communities kind of develop trails on their own as well, so we're trying to bring them into a unification with signage so people know what trail they're on, what city they're in, what roads they're crossing, important wayfinding of that nature.
Well, how can someone who's just moved here or someone who lives here and is curious find out where all the trails are?
Well, NIRPC maintains a website, and it's nirpc.org, and there is a Greenways and Blueways section. They can go there. There's a PDF copy of our Northwest Indiana Greenways and Blueways map. It outlines all the walking, biking, and canoe trails in the 3 counties of Porter, LaPorte, and Lake. And if they also need a paper copy of our map, it's free to the public, and they can find it at libraries, city halls, and other municipal facilities.
That's right. You guys call your committee the Pedal, and Paddle
Very
committee,
good.
Right? I
That's
get your
a tongue
emails
twister,
all the
right?
time. It is. But, I mean, it makes sense. And you don't even think about canoeing in this area. What a fabulous, fun sport.
And that has taken off like wildfire. The people that are involved with the paddling community out here, it's amazing how many people that were just kind of waiting in the woods for this to kind of hit the radar. And now we have the Northwest Indiana Paddling Association, and they have about 400 to 500 members.
That's amazing. All right, let's quickly, we've got some fun things coming up. You have some night rides, and this is great for folks who aren't used to maybe cycling and think you have to get the whole spandex get up and stuff. You don't. No. Put your clothes on, get on your bike, and go out and ride. I mean, isn't that the truth? You don't need the fancy stuff that everybody sells. Be comfortable, but you've got some rides. Talk about these that are coming up.
We actually have 3 rides coming up here in Northwest Indiana. Coming up this weekend is in LaPorte. The city of LaPorte is holding their ride, and it's put on by their Parks and Recreation Department. And then the Hammond Whiting After Midnight ride, which is more like the Whiting Hammond After Midnight, which is called Wham.
Wham.
That's a 25-mile ride, and that will take off from the Wolf Lake Pavilion, and that'll be August 3rd. And then later on this month in the city of Valparaiso is their night ride, and that'll be their 3rd annual, and that's been a very popular endeavor as well.
All right, and you can find all the information you need about this at NIRPC. It's NIRPC.org. There's lots of information, and there are trail maps there. There's a lot. You have to look for it, but it's fun, and especially to get involved in a night ride because other people are there. So
exactly. Well, it is a lot of fun. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it becomes a family affair with friends.
A lot of kids out there, a lot of great camaraderie.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jody.
All right. Take care.
You bet.
Stay with us. Matt's going to be up next with the forecast. And also, dealing with traumatic events is tough enough for adults, but what do you do when young children witness the carnage? We'll have that story next.